Hi, sweetie. Good boy. I'm not trying to spook my horse. I'm not even trying to desensitize him on the whip. Good lad. I am sensitizing him to my energy and my intention. And if my intention says move off the whip, let's say for a backup, good lad, good boy. But then even more energy applied in front of him, sound, fairly intense movement, he doesn't respond to because my intention is different. My whole energy is saying just ignore it until my energy says otherwise. And when I lifted my whip just now, I created a block that he had to respond to. Now I want him to back up. Good lad. So I apply a little bit of energy, this kind of energy. But if I apply far more energy in front of him, he knows not to back up because my intention is different. My intention has nothing to do with you, just ignore. No matter how noisy. My intention was not on him. But when my intention is to move him, he should be able to respond with far less energy, but a stronger intention. Oh, come on, don't prove me wrong. Yeah. There you go. Good lad. They're calling for rain and it is getting darker, so I do what I can. Just because we have a fair amount of grass, I'm not taking him offline. Oh, you think you deserve a treat for that, don't you? Good boy. Tequila was doing the same thing. I asked for a trot, he offered a canter, but it was such a beauty and he put so much effort in and he was doing it so deliberately that I eventually went with his idea, although I like to make it a practice that I determine the gait and the speed and everything. But when they offer so nicely something that we have been practicing, I'm glad to take it. So apparently Aries wants to show off his canter, so let's run with it. And we'll keep it fairly short today. I like to keep the kissing sound into the equation as a cue. Nice. So he did a couple of fairly deliberate canter departs and then was hoping for an immediate treat. Which is fair enough, because I build it up very slowly. So first I click and treat for just a canter depart, and then I build more strides and we work on duration. So he was hoping for a treat just for the canter depart, and he did a couple of really dramatic ones. Like, you see how I am cantering? Okay, let's try that again. Hopefully I clicked just before he fell out of that canter. But it is far more deliberate. He's definitely not racing around like an idiot. So it is getting much better. Much better. And I think the last time I practiced this was at Liberty. I'm keeping him online today. It's pretty green. I just think I have too much competition from the grass. He would rather be eating somewhere. Nice! I clicked here right away for his canter depart. That was both correct to the right. He was immediately in the right lead on all four, and he has been struggling with cantering to the right, so I rewarded him here immediate for that very nice canter depart. Let's see if I can get that again, and maybe even some duration. Nice! Very good boy. He's putting in a lot of effort. Really appreciate that. Nice! He's doing good. Especially given that the right was his difficult side. You're doing very good. Again, he got out of the canter a little sloppy, but I was clicking for a nice, deliberate canter depart. You are a very good boy. Again, right away at the clicking sound, of not the clicking sound, the kissing sound. And nice canter depart, very deliberate, very quiet. I'm super happy with this guy. He's putting in so much effort. What a good lad. Super good. The weather is changing. I can feel the rain coming in. He has a bit of an exaggerated canter depart, but I like it because he's doing it very deliberate. And I think that once we practice this more and more, he'll just lose the drama of it a little. Very good boy. He's doing really good. Here I was asking for a duration, obviously. And as soon as he kind of settled into his canter, I clicked and treated, because that's what I wanted. I wanted him to settle into the canter rather than just canter depart and then stop and look, can I get my cookie now? Or my carrot in this case. Very good boy. That was very good. It's not very warm today, so it's a good time to practice duration a little bit on the canter. Nice. He was slightly offended when I did my whippy thing. He wasn't scared, but he did say, is that necessary? But then he settled again into quite a nice canter, and that's when I clicked and treated. Super good. Let's see what we can get to the right. Good lad. That was him settling in to the canter to the right, which was correct. He was a little bent out. The canter to the right needs work. It is his more difficult side, but he was showing me that he was settling into the canter rather than wanting to fall out of it right away. So that's what I clicked and treated for, because I'm now starting to introduce a little bit more duration, and I want a couple of strides rather than just one. Nice. It's funny, he stays in his canter, but then it looks like he's cantering, departing again. It's very interesting. It's almost like he falls out of his canter, but then changes his mind, or what is it? I always film my sessions unless I mess up my settings, and then I bum when I come home and review the footage. And this kind of stuff is good to see again on camera, and maybe even in slow motion, as to what was he doing there. Okay, it's gonna rain soon. I want to see that canter to the right again. And a lot of these extra large hops. His canter to the left is definitely more settled, better developed, but hey, we only started this whenever we started this. Everything takes the time it takes, and I'm only here on average maybe twice a week, sometimes a little more, and sometimes all of a sudden I'm not here for a full week. I have a fairly flexible schedule with these guys. I come when I can and when the weather is right. Since we don't have an indoor arena here, rainy days are out. I have worked in the snow and in the wind. Especially when I started training the horses, I liked to keep them on a very, very regular schedule. Once they are familiar with me and the routine of what we do when I get here, it is easier to skip a couple of weeks even without them losing a lot of progress. And they are at this stage where if I were to disappear for a week or 10 days, I would come back and they would still be completely fine. It's very tempting to ask for more canter just because he was putting in so much effort, but I'm gonna leave it at this. We made progress, we're starting on duration right now, and I didn't have to interrupt a single cross canter, so that is super good. When we first started, that's all he ever gave me. Cross canters and crow hops, especially to the right. Okay, since they are due for a trim, I should keep practicing picking up their feet.